In today's video, we talk about what you should do if you've been brainwashed about food.
By myself.
What's going on, guys? This is Paul Ravella, ProPhysique.com, and today's video topic once again comes from the mind of a client. Answering emails today, and I've got a client who's been a long time subscriber to the Magic Meals program. And so if you guys are familiar with the way I do things or the way I coach, I definitely believe in an inclusive approach, a flexible dieting approach, while still having some structure to that, right? Not just a free-for-all in your diet. So let's talk a little bit about what I mean today when I say people get brainwashed into foods. I watch some videos on YouTube every now and then. People will say, hey, have you seen this video? And I'm not going to mention any names of the videos because I'm not here to start a war with words with anybody on the internet. Everyone has their own perspective. That's it. This is just going to be my perspective on why I feel like people get brainwashed on the internet and they worry about the wrong things too often, okay? So I always try to put myself in my clients' shoes and kind of see how they see the world or how they've experienced it. And I can understand where someone can start to make a negative association with foods and assume that they're bad for you because it's kind of ingrained in us from a early age. I mean, if you just watch the news or read the paper or just hear people's general conversations, there's a common term that people will always say, well, is that healthy? Is that food healthy? That's not healthy. Pizza's not healthy. Cake's not healthy. Eggs are healthy. No, wait, eggs aren't healthy. Nuts are healthy. No, wait, nuts aren't healthy. Right? There's always this term healthy that is an association. It is my firm belief that all food is healthy, right? It's providing nutrition. It's providing value. How much nutrition? How much value? How appropriate is it for you? That's a sliding scale. But it's all good. There's no bad food. If you were about to starve to death, is there a food that you would go, I don't know if I should have that. I heard it's not healthy. No, because calories are the most important thing in our lives. They make our systems run. They make us have energy. Now, if we're talking about someone that's got a disease, someone that's got a food intolerance, that's not where I'm going here. I'm just talking about your normal, average, everyday person who isn't gluten intolerant, okay? I know people with celiac disease. It's miserable. All right, very few people are actually in that position. And I got off tangent and I digress. But here's my concern. So the client says to me, I'm learning to slowly incorporate foods that are non-traditional magic foods, but it's hard and I completely get that. So here's my advice for going from brainwashed to a flexible approach. Don't do it all at once. Don't feel like you have to take your meal plan of asparagus and tilapia and completely just start eating out all the time. That's going to be a mind fuck, right? You need to allow yourself, okay, instead of asparagus and tilapia, maybe I do asparagus and green beans, all right? And maybe instead of asparagus and green beans next week, I do peas, right? So you start to incorporate things that you typically hear are bad for you. My favorite is fruit. When I hear people say fruit is bad for you because of insulin, it just makes me very frustrated, right? Because the negative connotation with insulin is that when insulin is released, it actually stores body fat. Well, that's one result. It also stores nutrition for your muscles. So insulin is not some evil guy that's coming over to your house to put body fat on you at night. No. If you have insulin in your body, that's good. It means your pancreas is doing its damn job, right? Our bodies are not designed to always be storing fat or always be building muscle or always be storing nutrition for training. They're both always happening. You're always doing storage of body fat. You're always burning body fat, right? So I don't like the idea that these foods are magic. It's more about your lifestyle than it is about any of these things. Like the idea that if we eat a certain food, all benefits stop. The whole body stops building muscle. The whole body just starts storing fat. I think that's a lot of the mental fears. Because even as in my mind, like there are certain foods that I feel like, oh man, when I'm eating this, it's all bad. It's never the case. It's never the case. It's all about how you respond to that meal, what your day-to-day life is like, what the overall picture is like. Don't look at individual things and think this is good or bad. Look at the overall picture, right? If having something that is higher in calorie, higher in fat, something that might be considered unhealthy by standards other than mine, like pizza, allows you to enjoy your journey and your process, then it's certainly healthy, because we're not just talking about the health of your physiology, we're talking about the health of the psychology. The mind is much more important than our physiologies, right? Like, you can have the most amazing physique and structure and all these things going for you, but if your mind isn't right, then it's not gonna matter, okay? So we need to take care of our brains as well as our bodies. And so my discussion for my client today was just about, listen, don't feel like because you've been brainwashed for years, that needs to be fixed in an instant. It doesn't. It can be fixed over days, weeks, months, years. And to be fair, it might never go away. Those that have been inundated with good versus bad foods and have been on a meal plan for so long, I still see, after years of reverse dieting and flexible approach and inclusive dieting, people still struggle with the idea of it from time to time. They'll say, oh, hey coach, my weight is up a pound this week, but I ate this food. Is that why? And I'll say, well, did we hit our macros? Are our sodium numbers right? Is digestion good? Are you sore? There's so many things that cause the scale to shift, but immediately the brain wants to go, oh, I had a cupcake at that birthday party 2 days ago. That's why the scale is up. That's not the reason. Okay, it can be a part of the reason, but in most cases, it's not the reason. If your lifestyle is in check, if you're training, if you're hitting your numbers, if you're doing good in life, there's no bad foods, okay? Now, I don't expect you to kind of buy into that right away, but it should be something that you build confidence in over time, right? Maybe just have one chocolate chip cookie. Maybe just have a pint of Halo Top and fit it into your numbers. Whatever it may be, and then you'll build confidence when you see that you don't wake up 74 pounds fatter the next day, right? You'll understand that, okay, these processes are going on in my body. I'm training, I'm recovering, I'm digesting. It's going to happen. Everything's going to work just fine. Woosah. It wasn't the 7 magic foods that got me lean. It was the caloric deficit. It was me busting my ass in the gym every day. And by the way, if you can stick to eating those same 7 foods, kudos to you, man, because you're willing to put in the work to get to where your goal is. Now, imagine if we make that goal a little less difficult, right? It's going to be hard, but it doesn't need to be unnecessarily hard. And that's my message for today, guys. Just a quick short one. Don't be brainwashed. And if you are, and if you have been orthorexic or afraid of certain foods, don't feel like you have to unchange that right away. I still want structure in my clients' lives. I still want the flexibility to add foods in, but you don't have to. It doesn't have to immediately go from, a chicken, rice, and fish, and tilapia, and asparagus, and all these things to pizza, and ice cream, and hamburgers, and french fries. It doesn't have to go that way, right? It can just literally be once in a while fit something in, because if you like eating healthier foods, quote unquote, the healthier stuff, then don't let anybody tell you shouldn't do that. Don't buy into this, oh, I have to be flexible to fit in on IG. No, eat the foods you like and enjoy. Hell, I feel better when I eat the good whole foods. Sometimes I just like some caramel M&Ms. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for me today. I got a quick one. I have some special new clients coming over to the house today. They've been watching close and they wanna work with me, and I'm gonna help them out. It's my parents, so this should be interesting. So I'm gonna go sit down and have a talk with them, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.